I agree with you that one and done, they can beat anyone. I don't think they can win 3 straight road games, which is now the position they're going to be in. So, but let me give Green Bay credit for a moment. People got mad at me. Some things I've said about Jared Goff might seem a little unfair. Some things I think are fair when I say the civilian. And there was a play. Now, you said yesterday definitively Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the NFC. I don't know that I actually believe Jordan Love is right now better than Jared Goff, but he is more talented. Right. And so he has a chance.
He can be more than a civilian.
Exactly right. And so there was a play last night that when I thought the Packers, they're going to win. I thought this was going to be the play of the game.
Great play.
And when I saw that, to me, I was thinking about it in the context of that's why having a non-civilian at quarterback can be the difference. Can there be 1 or 2 plays a game where someone else screws up, the other team executes perfectly, and he's like, don't worry about it. I got it. And that's just really hard for everyone but 6 or 7 human beings alive to do. And the Packers have a guy who can do that. Now, I don't know that his mistakes are so much more prevalent than some of the other guys. He's young. There's all these things. So I do think the Packers can beat anyone. I just think the path is too hard now.
All right, so you can hear Nick there just referring to Jared Goff again as a civilian at quarterback. We've heard him also refer to Jared Goff as a pedestrian at quarterback. So he's just kind of saying Goff is good. He's just not great. He's not an elite quarterback. And I think Nick is probably going to continue to hold that against him, that he hasn't won the big one, right? He's been to the NFC Championship game. He's been to a Super Bowl with the Rams, but in both situations, just couldn't get it done. When he made it to the Super Bowl against the Patriots, they couldn't get anything going on offense. It was a really embarrassing display of offense in that game. So, Goff has that choke job there. And then last year against the Niners, the Lions had that game won. That was a massive choke. If you look at that game at halftime, I thought that game was over. I thought the Lions had that game. And then in the second half, they just could not get anything going on offense. So Goff does have this history of choking in the big spots, choking in the NFC Championship game, choking in the Super Bowl. So I think Nick is always going to hold that against him. I would not say that Jared Goff is a civilian or a pedestrian at quarterback. If you kind of look at some of his stats this year, he's definitely elite in multiple categories. So let's just take a look really quick here and compare Jared Goff to Jordan Love. So Goff has 3,265 pass yards. That is like more than 500 more pass yards than Jordan Love. Jordan Love's only got 2,724 yards, so Goff has got him beat by a long way there when it comes to passing yards and pass yards per game. If you look at yards per attempt, they're kind of close. Goff is at 8.6 yards per attempt this season, and Jordan Love is at 8.3. So that stat right there is pretty comparable, pretty similar. Completion percentage is a huge one. Goff at 72.4%. That is excellent. Jordan Love is terrible. He's at 62.8%. Not a good completion percentage for Jordan Love. Goff has gotten beat out in the TD battle. So Goff has thrown for 25 touchdowns this year. Jordan Love for 21. So it's close, but Goff has gotten beat there. And then interceptions are pretty much identical. Goff has thrown 10 picks. Love has thrown 1 more. So Jordan Love has thrown 11 picks this season. So kind of looking at how these guys have performed, Goff pretty much has him beat out in every single category. He's got him beat out in yards or yards per game. He's got him beat out in yards per attempt. He's got him beat big time on completion percentage. He's got him slightly beat out on passing touchdowns. And he's got him beat on picks. He does have 1 less pick than Jordan Love. So it's kind of funny for Nick to call Jared Goff a pedestrian or a civilian at quarterback when he's beating out Jordan Love in all categories pretty much. Now, I think the Lions have a much better team than the Packers, no doubt. So maybe that's, part of the reason he's saying Jordan Love is actually a better quarterback. Maybe he's just trying to say that, Jordan Love doesn't have that prolific talent around him that the Lions have right now. So I don't know. I think Goff can definitely lead this team to a Super Bowl. I don't know if the Lions will win it this year, but I think they're capable. They're in the mix. Best team in the NFC, best record in the NFC. And when you kind of have a decent defense or a good defense around you, you don't have to really put up the numbers we're seeing Goff put up. So that's why I think they definitely got a shot. I mean, we'll have to see if the Lions can make it to the NFC Championship game, maybe secure that first seed and host that game in their building. We'll have to see. Is he going to choke again, or will he make it back to the Super Bowl like we saw him do with the Rams? And then if they can get into the Super Bowl, again, that's going to be a huge spot right there. Will Goff choke again in the Super Bowl, or will he pull it out this time? So let me know what you think about it in the comments. Do you think that Jared Goff is just a civilian or a pedestrian at quarterback? Do you think he's just a guy, or do you think he is an elite quarterback? And do you think Jordan Love is better than him? So let me know what you think about it in the comments section. I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this, and I will talk to you soon.